Yo, what's going on, guys? Welcome back. Another breakdown for UFC Fight Night Kansas City. We got Ian Gary taking on Carlos Prates in the main event of 5 rounds matchup here. Should be a good main event, honestly, because the main event originally was supposed to be Jamal Hill versus Khalil Rountree. Unfortunately, Jamal Hill ended up pulling out. He's probably still dealing with some injuries, if I'm not mistaken. In the co-main, when we got Anthony Smith, probably a retirement fight for Anthony Smith in this matchup, and he's taking a Minyan Zhang. And obviously, clearly the UFC is trying to build up Zhang here, get him a top 15 win over Andy Smith, so they can build another prospect from China. Because I know they're looking for these Chinese prospects, and they've been winning. All these Chinese prospects have been winning. We got Giga Chikadze taking on David Onama. I'm happy that Giga's staying active now, because he only has one fight or two fights in the last like two couple years. He's only fought like twice in the last like almost 2.5 years. So I'm happy that he's staying active now. We got Michelle Pereira taking on Abu Magomedov. I mean, this matchup is pretty much who's gonna gas first, who's gonna have the better cardio. And even though I watched a ton of tape on both of these guys, I'm still not sure who's gonna have the better cardio out of these two. This should be fun though. It's gonna be exciting matchup there. We got Randy Brown taking on Nicholas Dalby. Ikram Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. I think this is probably like the fourth time I've seen them make this matchup. So really hope this stays on the card this time. Fingers crossed. We got Matt Schnell coming back after his short retirement. He's taking on Jimmy the Brick Flick, one of my favorite fighters at 125 pounds. Jimmy the Brick Flick. He's exciting, man. Jimmy Flick is always an exciting fight, win or lose. We got Hassanzada coming off contender series. He got a crazy, wouldn't really say it was a crazy win, but he's coming off a submission win on contender series, and that was the second time I think on Dana White contender series, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, that was the second time because he lost to Nazim Sadikov, which is honestly not a terrible loss in hindsight. Chris Gutierrez versus John Castañeda, Sexy Mexi. This is probably like the third time they're making this matchup now, or the second time. Hopefully, all these fights stay on the card. I really hope they all, because this is a really good matchup, really good card for fight night card. And thank goodness for not going back to the Apex after a week off, right? So guys, make sure you guys like the video, subscribe, man. I'm really trying to get really trying to hit 3,500 subscribers by end of this year. So if you guys all subscribe, I also do fight companions for each and every UFC card. Also, I did a breakdown for PFL this week. I'm recording this video on the April 17th. So if you guys haven't seen my PFL breakdown, 'cause there's no UFC this week, so I cover PFL. I'm also going to be live tomorrow for PFL, the whole card. Should be fun. We have a lot of fun in the live streams. So hopefully I see you guys there. And also, make sure you guys join Discord. We have a free Discord with over 400 members, and we got like NBA, soccer, everything over there, NFL. And also, if you guys want to see my official bets, it's all free in the link down below in the description. You guys can find everything in the description down below. So check those out, man. And I appreciate you guys watching as always. And let's do this breakdown, guys. First fight on the card is going to be Chelsea Chandler taking on Jocelyn Edwards. Now, if you guys haven't seen Chelsea Chandler take on Norma Demon, it was generally one of the funniest fights I've seen, because Chelsea Chandler was running for her life and that fight. She was doing that. Also, Mabeyev, Cesar Vergara, they all run for their life every time they face adversity. But this is a good matchup for Jocelyn Edwards, in my opinion. Jocelyn Edwards has a better MMA skill set overall, whereas Chelsea's gonna need to wrestle for 15 minutes, and her striking is non-existent. She is kind of like big for the weight class, but like she's not gonna have the size over Edwards like she had over Jalciani Nunes, because Jalciani Nunes is like 5'4", maybe like 5'3". How tall is Jalciani Nunes? She's like 5'2". Like, so she just kind of muscled her down and controlled her with her wrestling. And same thing with Julia Stolarenko, who's like a gasser. Does her 2 wins in UFC, and when she fights someone that can like match her in the size, and she struggles against girls like that. Norma Demon was 5'7". Yana Santos is like 5'8" or 5'6". And I think Edwards has wrestling to keep this fight standing or dictate where this fight takes place. So I'm gonna go with Jocelyn Edwards by I'm gonna say it. He wins by decision. I mean, Chelsea Chandler is tough if anything. I'm not sure if I see Jocelyn submitting her. I don't see he's coming up that submission win over Timur Verdol, but Timur Verdol is kind of a fraud and he's got no jiu-jitsu at all, so he gets finished a lot now. Yeah, give me Jocelyn Edwards by decision. I think the over 2.5 rounds is pretty live. They haven't opened the totals yet. They're probably gonna open the totals to like probably Sunday or Monday. So keep an eye on the totals. But I think Jocelyn Edwards, decent parlay piece. I don't really like saying like 2-1 women's MMA parlay pieces are good parlay pieces, but I think this one's not that bad. Jocelyn, pretty confident Jocelyn to win here. I think she has the better striking, more power on the feet. She has a wrestling, better jiu-jitsu. And even if she is getting taken on by Chelsea Chandler, we've seen she can reverse and sweep. She's sweeping Eileen Perez, and that was fairly a close matchup there. She had Eileen Perez in a nasty guillotine in the second round. Eileen Perez is really tough, and I rate Eileen Perez way higher than Chelsea Chandler. And I think she beat Nora Carnoli. I did pick over Nora Carnoli, and that was on that Paris card, on that Gone versus Spiva card. And honestly, I think they robbed her in Paris there. And that happens a lot in Paris, let's be honest. I mean, happened Brito versus Gamise. Happens way too much over there in Paris. They're really biased over there. So give me Dawson Edwards by decision here. Pretty confident. Next fight on the card, we got Timmy Cuamba taking on Roberto Romero. Man, this one's kind of tough, man. I did a lot of tape study for this one. I've seen all of like not all of his fights, but I've seen the last like 4. I've seen Roberto Romero. He came in a short notice on that Jones versus Miocic card. Yeah, I was gonna say I was gonna mess up his name. But yeah, he made his debut in the UFC on short notice because Onama's opponent ended up pulling out from that fight, so they needed a replacement. So they called Roberto Romero, and he didn't look terrible. He actually dropped Onama in that first round. The guy is definitely tough, man. He's gonna be marching forward, but like striking defense is really bad, and he can grapple. And when he dropped Onama, he probably should have just followed up with shots instead of like trying to get a submission on Onama. But he gave Onama that opportunity to recover, and that wasn't really good for Romero because if he pulled that off that upset over Onama, he probably wouldn't have to fight Timmy Kwamba here. But yeah, he won the first one over Onama, then he got kind of picked apart later. In this fight right here, Patrick Lahane, he was kind of pressuring forward and like wasn't really like he was trying to get takedowns, but like his wrestling wasn't all that good, and he just got kind of like outstruck on the feed. But yeah, I don't know how high I am on Herbert Hemmer. The guy's 25 years old, so he's clearly really young. But like I think Timmy Kwamba is probably better in the striking. I feel like he's got cleaner boxing, cleaner striking overall, and he's slicker on the feed. But like Timmy Kwamba, he took that fight on short notice to get Balazioki. He got a win in contender series as underdog. I think he's like a plus 150 underdog against Mateo Vogel, who's a pretty decent Canadian prospect. And he was able to kind of like outstrike him on the feet. It was fairly close, but I did think Timmy Kwamba won that fight, even though I did pick Mateo Vogel to win that one. I bet on Mateo Vogel there. Then he took on Belazioki because they didn't sign him up contender series, and he had to go back to Tough Enough, and he got it was kind of early stoppage. I mean that one, but he did land that high kick and finish the guy Michael Stack. I do think it was early stoppage. If you go back and watch that one, it was a kind of early stoppage, but they either way he knocked him down, finished him. He took on Belazioki in short notice. He was wrestling Belazioki, taking him down, controlling him in the second round, but I really wasn't able to do much on the feet because Belazioki is really explosive and really big for the weight class. He was a 155 array, and he took on Luke Someda at 145 pounds. That was kind of disappointing, man. I was disappointed with the Timmy Kwamba's performance over Lucas Almeida because he got dropped a few times and he wasn't really able to. He really didn't have the striking to like outstrike Lucas Almeida. Lucas Almeida is really long and tall for the weight class. He's like 5'11", I think, if I'm not mistaken, right? He's like 5'11", yeah, with the 71-inch. He's got the same reach as Timmy Kwamba, but the guy's really tall and he throws a lot of nice kicks up the middle. I haven't really seen Roberto Romero throw a lot of kicks, and I think he's gonna box with the Timmy Cuamba. I'm gonna go with underdog Timmy Cuamba to win here. Give me Timmy Cuamba by decision. Timmy Cuamba plus 100. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Timmy Cuamba by decision. Next fight on the card, we got Jacqueline Amorim taking on everyone's favorite OnlyFans girl, Pauliana Viana. She's definitely one of my favorite OnlyFans girl. Let's be honest. But let's do the breakdown. So, Amorim, we know what Amorim's good at. She's got high level jiu-jitsu, really good wrestler, and she's going out there finishing races, finishing everyone she's facing. Other than Sam Hughes, she's close to locking in a submission over Sam Hughes. If you guys remember that, and that was her debut on short. I'm not sure if it was short notice. Probably wasn't short notice, but that was her debut, and that's not really an easy debut, right? And Pauliana Viana, she's been in the UFC for way longer than Amorim, but she's kind of like fallen off. And she was known for her grappling and submission game. And I don't know, it doesn't really seem like she's taking her UFC career all that serious. Because like once I seen her get subbed by Veronica Hardy by an armbar, I knew she wasn't training all that hard. She's probably just doing this to promote her OnlyFans. Let's be honest. Yeah, I think it's working for her. I mean, if she loses a few more fights, I'd probably see her getting cut from the UFC because I don't know how long the UFC is gonna keep her on, but she does have a lot of followers on Instagram, so maybe they might just keep her on for that. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Damarin by first round submission. I think she's gonna strangle her early. Give me Amarim by first round submission plus 450. I think she should be like minus not plus 450. I mean minus 450. I think Amarim should be like minus 800 here. Honestly, I do, because I don't see her losing this one. Under 2.5 rounds, I think super live, and I can just see Paulie and Viana quitting like she normally does. Next fight on the card, we got Cameron Saaiman taking on Malcolm Wellmaker. Man, this is a good matchup. I like this matchup. Now, Cameron Saaiman, he's been taking some L's, but some decent guys, right? He lost to Peyton Talbot. Now, Peyton Talbot, I know people are, I know people are really high in Peyton Talbot, but he lost to Barcelos. I mean, not really a terrible loss to Barcelos for Peyton Talbot, but he lost to Simon. Yeah, he got knocked out by Peyton Talbot. I feel like the problem for Simon is he struggles against guys that that are explosive, that can like land the better shots, and he doesn't really have. I don't think Simon has a lot of power. I know he's got some knockouts before, but like he's more of a technician than like one punch KO guy. That's the way I feel about Cameron Simon. Now he can wrestle. He's definitely improving. He's 24 years old, so he still has a lot of time to get better and improve. And man, I don't know, man. I don't know. That Marlon Martinez fight. I mean, I like Marlon Martinez, but things haven't really been going well for Marlon Martinez recently. He's not in the UFC anymore. He's training. I think he's fighting in cage for UFC. But that was a pretty close matchup, man. Malcolm's coming up contender series, so obviously there's you gotta be careful with these contender series guys making their debut, and he's not really doing this full time. He's working on the side. He's working full time job. I think he's working as a pipe layer or something like that. So the guys, he's training hard. I mean, I've checked his Instagram, and the guy clearly trains hard. And I like his explosiveness. I think he's gonna have the more power on the feet. He's got nasty pullback counters. And I can see Simon the way he rushes in. Sometimes he'll like leave his chin up in the air and like get cracked. And he does have a really good chin though, Simon. Like I know he got knocked out by Peyton Talbot, but he took some clean knees up the middle. I've seen him take those same knees. He'll like shoot a takedown and like run into that knee. So maybe Wellmaker can set up a knee up the middle if Simon wants to wrestle here. Give me Malcolm by. I'm gonna say this isn't. I don't know. I don't know if I see Simon not getting knocked out again. I mean, Malcolm can knock him out though, but I'm gonna say Malcolm wins by decision. Malcolm right now is minus 120. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Malcolm by decision 29-28. I just think he can land the better shots like Christian Rodriguez did, and just kind of outpoint him. But I'm not really sure what kind of wrestling Wellmaker has because I haven't really seen him go up against anyone that can wrestle. Even though like Simon really isn't known for his wrestling, I've seen him like go out there and like offensively wrestle and get takedowns on people. Now he has a hard time controlling people. Doesn't really have the best control because he's kind of like learning on the job. So maybe we see some improvement from Saaiman. Yeah, he's taking some months off now. He's taking like about a year off, so I'm sure we're gonna see him look better out there. But he's gonna have to prove it to me. I'm gonna go with Wellmaker, and I was impressed by Wellmaker. Him knocking out Adam the way he did, one punch KO, pullback, nasty pullback over and right that he landed out. Adam was nasty. Yeah, give me Malcolm by decision. Next fight on the card, we got Damon Blackshear taking on Alatengheili. Man, I was honestly like considering picking Alatengheili because I like Alatengheili. I took him as an underdog over Clayton Rodriguez, and I really didn't understand why Clayton was favored over Alatengheili because Clayton is a former 125er that just keeps missing weight at 125 pounds. And he went up to one. I mean, I guess the UFC forced him to go up to 135 pounds because they're like, "Oh, we're done with you if you keep missing weight. We're gonna cut you probably." So then he went up to 135 pounds. Took on Alatengheili, who is a good wrestler, right? The Alatengheili can wrestle. He can strike. Doesn't really have the cleanest striking. More of a just overhand right merchant. He throws hooks. He's got power on the feet, but this is a bad matchup for him. This is actually a bad matchup for Alatengheili. I feel like. Because I think Damon Blackshear, like that first run over Cody Gibson was kind of like crazy though. Like I didn't know that it felt like he wasn't really there in the first round. He was getting pressured back and kind of getting landed on by Cody Gibson. Then then he woke up in the second round. Then he looked much better in the striking and the grappling. And once Blackshear gets comfortable out there, man, he's tough to beat. And he's fought the way better opposition than Alatengheili. So I'm gonna have to go with Damon Blackshear. I don't know. Does he submit him? I'm not sure if he submits him though. I think I could see like Blackshear like kind of just like picking him apart from the outside. Those kicks up the middle, T kicks, elbows, elbows up close. I mean, um, yeah, give me Blackshear, but I'll go submission. I mean, he's submitting everyone, right? He finished Cody Gibson by Kimura, Cody Stamen. Actually, that was a club and sub. He landed a nasty elbow on Stamen, then he blocked in submission. And Alatengheili hasn't been finished in the UFC before, and it's been a while since he got finished. It was like way back in like 2015, so it's been some time since he got finished. The way Alatengheili can win if he can wrestle, but I don't think he has the best jiu-jitsu. Like he's not. I don't see him like. He's gonna have to knock out Damon Blackshear. We have seen Damon Blackshear knocked out before by Montel, but Montel hits way harder, has way more power than Alatengheili. And Montel is actually kind of like big for the weight class. I think he's actually like 5'8", if I'm mistaken. Or like he's actually like 5'10", yeah. So like Alatengheili is like 5'5" with a 66-inch reach. He's gonna have to land one of those overhand rights to knock him out, and I don't know if I see that happening. Give me Damon Blackshear maybe by finish or maybe on the scorecards. Minus 305 for Damon Blackshear. I'm gonna go with Damon here. Hasn't really given me a reason to not pick him here. And yeah, the last two, Mario Batista, that was short notice for him. He took that fight on like, I think, yeah, he fought Jose Johnson. He got a twister over Jose Johnson. Then he fought Mario Batista because Batista's opponent ended up pulling out from that fight. So he fought Mario Batista like the week after he fought Jose Johnson. So I'm not really gonna hold that against him. And he almost won that fight, to be fair. But Blackshear can be taken down though, so his takedown defense isn't like 100%. I could see Alatengheili having some success with takedowns here, maybe, but I just think Blackshear is gonna be way better in the jiu-jitsu, and he's gonna be better with his kickboxing. So gotta go Blackshear in this one. Next fight on the card, we got Chris Gutierrez versus John Sexy Mexi Castañeda. I'm a big fan of Castañeda. I'll be honest with you guys, man. But this is like, yeah, I've been picking Castañeda in the past for this matchup, but I feel like I'm gonna have to change my prediction this one, guys. Reason why is because I think Gutierrez, like, not really that impressed by Gutierrez. I'll be honest with you guys, but the guy is really good at what he does, and what he's really good at is kickboxing and leg kicks from range. And the way to beat Gutierrez, you gotta pressure him, you gotta take him down. If John Castañeda can do that, if you can mix in takedowns on Gutierrez, you can win. I could see John Castañeda getting takedowns here on Gutierrez. He's gonna have to control him, maybe lock in a submission. Um, but yeah, I don't know, man. I feel like Gutierrez is gonna win this one, probably by points. This isn't. So yeah, I'm gonna go with Gutierrez by points, and I think you can get this one done. Why did they cancel the fight the last time? Let me see. Yeah, Castañeda had illness, so I'm not really sure. Maybe he was sick. That's the reason why they canceled the on that. Which card was that on? That was Ankalaev versus Pereira pay-per-view card. Damn, man, that would have been a much better spot for them. Getting more people to recognize their names. I mean, they would have got more like eyes on them on that card than this card. Kansas City. But yeah, I'm gonna go with the Gutierrez by decision. And I was like, my only problem with Castañeda is like he doesn't really like that Marcos fight. And Marcos is really good though. I mean, to be fair, I've been high on Marcos, and he just got kind of picked apart with those kicks, and he doesn't really deal with kicks all that well. Gotta go Gutierrez by decision. Gutierrez minus 120. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Gutierrez in this one. Next fight on the card, we got Hassanzada taking on Evan Alder. Man, this is a good matchup. I like this matchup. Evan Alder is really good, man. If you guys remember Evan Alder, like over Nazim Sadikov, this guy was winning the whole fight. He was beating up Nazim Sadikov. I got lucky there because I had money on Nazim Sadikov, so I can't tell you guys how happy I was that they stopped that fight, but that was kind of bullshit. Nazim did cut him open though, but like that was kind of bullshit. He actually took on Preston Parsons on short notice. I think he took that fight on like a couple weeks notice or like a less than a week's notice. And he didn't look terrible in that matchup. He was kind of like outlanding Preston Parsons on the feet. Preston Parsons was able to take him down, control him, but doesn't. I don't think Evan Alder was prepared for that fight. Now he's taking in Hassanzada. Hassanzada is a decent striker. I mean, striking defense is so bad, and he can grapple though. He definitely can grapple. He's got decent jiu-jitsu, some knockout power, but like I don't know, man. I'm not really high on Hassanzada. I'll be honest with you guys. I did cast the fight doesn't go to distance in a parlay on a contender series, and I told everyone that. Listen, I was like, I mean, it was close. It was third unfinished by submission, because Dylan Montello, he actually bounced back like recently in LFA, like a couple weeks back, or like that was a couple weeks back in LFA. You got a crazy it was a crazy fight. I mean, you got a crazy KO. So not a bad loss. I mean, not a bad win, honestly, on contender series for Sanjana. Then he lost at his other contender series fight. He lost to Nazim Sadikov, but he got knocked out really badly there. I think striking defense is really bad, and I think Evan Alder is going to be able to land the better shot on the feet. He's going to be the much better striker, and I think he has wrestling to keep this fight standing. I don't really see him getting bullied on the ground by Hassanzada. So yeah, I gotta go with Evan Alder. I'm pretty confident he's gonna win this one. He's been in the UFC for a couple of fights now, and Hassanzada is making his UFC debut. Minus 415. I mean, the line is kind of crazy though, but I do see him winning this one. In all fairness, I just think he's much better in all departments of MMA. Yeah, give me Evan Alder. And if he was gonna win that fight over Nazim if they didn't stop that fight, because he was already up 2 rounds over Nazim, who got rated way higher than Hassanzada. Next fight on the card, we got Machado taking on Jimmy Flake. Bro, I'm like terrible when it comes to picking Jimmy Flake fights. And I did pick him. I did pick Charles Johnson over him by KO. I think I picked Costa by KO. Those were pretty easy. I mean, then I picked Nate Maness by KO, and I lost money betting the KO Nate Maness. I don't know why Nate Maness wasn't trying to knock him out. That was kind of weird. And then obviously, like he got dirt in triangle, flying triangle. That was insane. The guy has decent jiu-jitsu, man. Am I gonna pick Jimmy Flake here by a submission? Cause I honestly think he could do it, man. Just no, he's been getting subbed though. Like mostly his club and sub though. Cause the guy has no chin, absolutely no chin at all. And Jimmy Flake has no striking defense. Like, what am I gonna do with this one? Like, what am I gonna do with this fight, man? Schnell should win this one on paper, let's be honest. But like, is he gonna get knocked up by Jimmy Flick now? Because the guy has no chin. He got knocked up by Nicolau. I mean, that's not bad. Getting knocked up by Steve Ertz is not bad. Getting club and sub by Cody Durden, I mean, not good. But Cody Durden can wrestle and grapple. His only win is Summer Darcy, where like he was getting beat up so badly, then Summer Darcy fell into his triangle, like in the second on. But like he was getting rocked all over the place by Summer Darcy. I mean, he's only been losing to like solid dudes, so not bad losses. I think I'm gonna have to go with Schnell here. I think he should win this fight, but like, am I gonna go bet him at minus 300? Hell no, hell no, I'm not betting at minus 300. If Jimmy Flick gets another triangle, man, this is gonna be really funny. But I gotta go Schnell here. I think Schnell on paper, this is a good matchup for him. Does that mean he's gonna win? Who the hell knows? But I gotta pick Schnell here, which is I was actually thinking about picking Jimmy Flick. But I don't know, man. Schnell, if he loses to Jimmy Flick, like he's got to call it. He's got to call it a career. Honestly, like he can't keep fighting then if he loses to Jimmy Flick. Give me Schnell probably by KO or decision. Maybe submission. I mean, is he gonna lock in a submission for Jimmy Flick? He's never been sub before. I'm gonna say KO because I think Schnell can crack still. He's got some power. Next fight on the card, we got Aliskerov versus Andre Muniz. Man, I've been picking Aliskerov. Aliskerov should win this fight. Honestly, he should not be losing to Muniz. The way Muniz can win this fight if he can grapple, because I don't really like his striking at all, and he doesn't really seem comfortable on the feet at all. Aliskerov should have the much better striking, much more power on the feet. And I think this is a good matchup for him. I know he got knocked out by Whitaker, but Whitaker is a top guy, top 5 guy, and former champion. And he took that fight on short notice because he was supposed to fight Antonio Tricoli. Then they canceled that because Chimaev ended up pulling out from Whitaker fight, so they needed a replacement. So they gave Ikram Aliskerov that chance in Abu Dhabi. I think this is like the this is like the 3rd or 4th time they made this matchup, I think, or yeah, this is like the 2nd time I guess they're making this matchup because Muniz had passport issues for that Saudi Arabia card. Yeah, this is like 3rd time. Okay, they're supposed to fight back in June 15th of 2020 for last year, and Muniz withdrew from that one. So like, hopefully Muniz doesn't pull out from this matchup again. Yeah, I'm gonna go to Aliskerov by KO in the 1st, 2nd on. Aliskerov by. I'm pretty confident he's gonna win this one, man. He should not be losing this one. I've been confident in Aliskerov. Minus 650, I think that's not bad, honestly. KO, I would look at the unders. Fight doesn't go the distance. I don't see this fight going the distance at all. Next fight on the card, we got Nicholas Dalby versus Randy Brown. Nicholas Dalby was supposed to fight who was he supposed to fight? He was supposed to fight Alexei Zaleski, and I was picking him over Zaleski. And now he's got probably a tougher matchup than Zaleski against Randy Brown, because Randy Brown is definitely getting better right now. He's only been losing to top guys. He lost to Brian Battle, which is not terrible. He just got kind of controlled in the clinch. And some people think he won that fight. I mean, based on volume, because he was landing the better shots on the feet. And Battle, to be fair, really didn't want anything to do with the Brown at range. And I don't blame Battle there. And I had Battle in parlay, so I was so happy that he won that fight. But like I was not confident that he was winning that fight because it was really close. Yeah, he beat up Alleged Zaleski, won 29-28 there. Knocked out Muslim Salikov in the 1st. I mean, that's still a good win, knocking out Muslim Salikov like the way he did. Because Randy Brown is a much better striker at range, whereas Dalby is going to be... The way he can win this fight, if he can pressure Randy Brown, can he do the same thing as Brian Battle? That's the way Dalby can win this one. He's 40 years old, but Dalby, I mean, don't let that age fool you, man. This guy he's not fighting out there like he's 40 years old, even at this point. Who am I gonna go with in this one? This one's definitely tough to be really confident on because I can see Dalby with his forward pressure maybe winning over Randy Brown. I can also see Randy Brown picking him apart. I gotta go with Randy Brown to pick him apart. I think he could. I think he could like just kind of like outpoint him, and he can also like. I think he could also maybe knock him out, but Dalby is really durable, so I don't know if he knocks him out. And yeah, I mean that win over Gabriel Bonfim. He's the only one that fraud check on Bonfim. I don't think Bonfim is a fraud, but like I know people are calling that a fraud check. Knocking out Bonfim, that's a solid win. Let's be honest. And Brown is kind of chained though, so we gotta remember that he's been chinned before. He got chinned by Jack Della Maddalena, and then he got subbed by Jack Della. Got subbed by got knocked out by Vicente Luque. Got KO'd by Nico Price. But I honestly think he's getting kind of better now. His durability isn't as bad as it used to be because he got dropped by Eternal, I remember. And as much as I want to go Nicholas Dalby, I do think Randy Brown. If he loses this one, he's never gonna be in. He's never gonna get in the top 10 ever. These are type of guys that he should be able to beat at this point, and I think he will. I'm gonna go with Brown by 29-28 decision. Randy Brown is the underdog. He's minus 225. Yeah, I gotta go with Randy Brown here. Next fight on the card, we got Michel Pereira taking on Magomedov. Bro, this one's like, who's gonna gas first in this matchup? That's like the only breakdown we need here. Because Michel Pereira in the first round is an absolute animal. And can he knock out Magomedov in the first round? Hell yeah, he can. Can Magomedov knock him out early? Probably can. Can Magomedov take him down and control him? Maybe. Maybe he can get takedowns because he's been wrestling more. And he's been wrestling. He wrestled in that Worley fight. It really didn't want anything to do on the feet against Worley. Then he's wrestling against Bruno Ferreira because he's getting lit up on the feet by Bruno Ferreira. Almost got knocked out by Bruno Ferreira in the second. And Bruno Ferreira does hit it really hard. And his wrestling is good, man. Magomed, he took down the Strickland. He had Strickland's back in that first round. Then he just kind of like quit after because that was his 5-round main event after one fight in the UFC over which he knocked out Stoltzfus. He knocked out Stoltzfus for the crazy up kick up the middle in like the first 30 seconds. That was an insane debut for Abus. But the lost to Kaya Braulio, which is not bad. He's only losing top guys. Strickland and Kaya Braulio. He's beating these other guys like Stoltzfus, Worley, and Bruno Ferreira. Michel, on the other hand, he's coming off that loss to Anthony Hernandez, where he did hurt Anthony Hernandez in the first round. Then it was just all downhill from there because he just didn't have the defensive grappling to defend takedowns against Anthony Hernandez, which is the way Anthony Hernandez can beat anyone. And I'm not gonna hold that against him. I did pick him over Anthony Hernandez, probably one of the worst picks ever. Club and sub by either Pereira, but Pereira is kind of a bum. That win over Michel Orlojic was nasty though, because he hurt him to the body with some body shots and he locked in the submission. Well, I actually picked him by submission there. That was like plus 700. Him by submission over Orlojic. I'm happy that Orlojic finally bounced back with the win over Dimas. I'm so happy that he knocked him out in the first round. Happy to see Orlojic and get a win. Knocking out Petrosky, that was impressive, man, in the first round. I think Petrosky took that fight on short notice, by the way, so you got to cut him some slack there. Man, I got to go with Michel Pereira here. I think he knocks him out, honestly. I'm going to go Michel Pereira by KO. I think he can knock out Abus Magomedov. Minus 155 for Michel Pereira. Yeah, give me Michel Pereira by KO, TKO. But if this goes past the first round, I don't know who's going to win. Who the hell knows what's going to happen after the first round? Because they both are really explosive early, and Abus Magomedov has nasty kicks up the middle. But I can see Michel Pereira countering one of those body kicks down the pipe, landing something down the middle, and putting Abus on Crip Street. Give me Michel Pereira by first round KO. Next fight on the card, we got Giga Chikadze taking on David Onama. This is a good matchup, man. I like this matchup a lot. I'm happy that Giga is staying active now. And he's one of the better kickboxers at 145 pounds. He's been in UFC for a really long time, right? He's known as one of those. He's actually known for that Giga kick, that nasty liver kick that he landed. He's knocked out a few people. He's knocked out Cub Swanson with the same body kick. He didn't knock out Morales, but yeah, he knocked out Edson Barboza with some hooks. I think not really. That wasn't really a body kick, but he's got some good wins, right? I mean, win over Jamal Emers is not bad. Then he took on Calvin Cater. He was really close to fighting for their title. I remember him calling out the champion. Then they gave him the UFC gave him, so UFC's like, we're gonna give you a 5-round main event against Calvin Cater. Man, that was brutal for a brutal fight for Giga, because Calvin Cater just broke him down with wrestling and pressure and boxing. And like he took a lot of damage in that Calvin Cater fight. Came back against Caceres after some time off, and I don't think he looked that good against Caceres. But Caceres is a tough guy to like beat. Like, I mean, he's not that tough to beat, but like tough fighter to like win impressively over Caceres, Bruce Leroy. I mean, but like he just did enough to win that one. It was like the striking numbers were really close, and I wasn't really that impressed by Giga, but he definitely looked better in the Arnold Allen fight early when his gas tank wasn't fading. My only problem with the Giga is that like his gas tank is really suspect. But he's only been losing to top guys, Kevin Cater, Arnold Allen, and he's knocked out these other guys, right? Like Cub Swanson, I mean, Edson Barboza, Caceres, who's a top 15 guy. I'm not really sure if he's still top 15. David Onama, on the other hand, he got knocked down by Roberto Romero, who made his short notice debut. Took that fight on short notice. I mean, his fight against Jonathan Pierce was really close. Knocked out Gribo Santos, but he wasn't looking good in that version over Santos. Lost to Nate to Train, but Nate he's just good. Like he's just gassed out really badly against Nate to Train, and he wasn't looking bad early. Subbed Gary Armfield. Gary Armfield is a 135er, and I think he took that for short notice. Man, this one's definitely tough, man. I want to go with Giga Chikadze, but I can also see Onama winning this one. Giga is probably the better kickboxer, like more precise, but Onama has a nasty jab, man. I've seen Giga like not really deal with the jab all that well, because Arnold Allen was like he won the first round over Arnold Allen, then he got really fucking tired in the second, third round, and Allen was just walking him down. So I could see Onama walking him down. Also, Onama can wrestle, and I'm not really sure if Giga can grapple or wrestle. I gotta go with Onama by decision. I think he can win this one, but not really a lot. I'm not really saying that with a lot of confidence here. But I'm gonna go with Onama. Hopefully, he's the underdog or is he the favorite? It's minus 180. God damn. I thought he was gonna be underdog here because he's taking a guy who's top 15. Did he open up as he opened up at minus 145? Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna go with Onama in this one. Next fight on the card, we got Anthony Smith taking on Min Yang. Let me not be. I was kind of bad. Man, this is Anthony Smith. Is he gonna win another one? Is he gonna retire with a win? Probably not, right? Probably not. Doesn't really. There's no happy endings in MMA. This is probably the worst matchup the UFC can give him. And I'm sure they're paying him a ton of money, and they're probably tired of paying him all this money because he's not really going out there performing all that well. But like he's only lost to like top guys, right? Roman Dolidze kind of outstruck him, which is not really that good of a look. I don't think Roman Dolidze has the best striking, but got knocked out by Dominic Reyes, which isn't bad, honestly. And I mean, fraud check Vitor Perino. Vitor Perino is a dumbass for shooting takedowns on the state. Giving him the only opportunity to win. Got knocked out by Claire Rountree, but I think he took that fight on like a couple days' notice. Close fight, Ryan I think Ryan won that fight, but like Ryan almost finished him in the first round. Man, I don't really need to like do too long of a breakdown for this one. Zhang's gonna knock him out in the first round. I'm pretty confident. Put the house on Zhang by first round KO. I can just see him landing something big, and Smith just covering up. I've seen it happen way too many times now. and it's gonna happen again. First round Zhang, first round KO. This guy has like, I don't know how many finishes does he have in the first round. 18 finishes in the first round. And I think durability has gotten better than it used to be. And I don't see Smith knocking him out. He's gonna have to submit him. And I don't really see that happening here. First round KO, Zhang, put the house on Zhang first round. I'm gonna bet the first round. I bet his first round KO over Ozzy Diaz at plus 225. So I'm gonna take it here again. First round Zhang KO, easy W for Zhang. Next fight on the card, we got the main event, guys. Make sure if you guys are still watching this video, make sure you guys hit the like button and subscribe. It really goes along with the YouTube algorithm if you guys like the video. And also leave a comment down below with who your most confident predictions are on this card. I would love to hear you guys see who you guys are rocking with, who you guys are betting on this card. Now we got Carlos Prates taking on Ian Garry, man. This is a good matchup. This is a really good matchup. I'm happy with that. I mean, big props to Ian Garry for taking on these fights on short notice. Took on Shavkat on short notice, and he had some success in that fight. But like he was kind of getting landed on by Shavkat with the better shots. Shavkat was landing the better shots, and also he was like pushing him up against the cage, controlling him in the clinch. And he had some moments in that fight. He was able to like control, take Shavkat's back and control him, look for submission. But I don't know, man. I don't know what it is about Ian Garry. Like I know he's training over there from True Tip Box, or he's moving all over the place. He's training with different gyms. He had two opportunities to like, get a submission or naked choke over MVP and Shavkat, and he didn't have the strength. I guess maybe because he's vegan. Maybe that might have to do a lot with him not finishing those submissions over Shavkat and Michael Winham Page. But the guy is clearly getting better with his grappling and striking. Striking, I mean, I don't know if he has a lot of power in those hands. He's definitely got some nasty high kicks, right? He knocked out Daniel Rodriguez with the nasty high kick, knocked him out cold. Do I see him knocking out Prates like that? I'm not really sure. I think Prates, I mean, these fighting nerds, man, I'm not picking these fighting nerds anytime soon until I see one of them lose. Like him, John Silva, Rufi, like Kaya Brahalio. I'm probably gonna go with the Mawa over Kaya Brahalio. I feel like Mawa probably has the best chance to beat Kaya Brahalio in the at middleweight. Yeah, Prates, we know what this guy's good at, right? Like he's got really good Muay Thai. That left laser beam, and his left is a laser beam. That left straight is a fucking nightmare. That's the perfect nickname for Prates. I can just see Prates knocking out Ian Garry and like smoking a cigarette after. I can just visualize that happening right now, in all fairness. I mean, he's knocking out all these people, right? I mean, Garry, like, he did outclass Neil Magny, but like wasn't really anywhere close to putting him away. Knocked out Rodriguez, which is honestly a pretty good win. Barely beat Michael Winham Page. I mean, he did have to use his wrestling there. Can he use his wrestling over Prates? Because I'm not really sure what kind of. I know Prates has a black belt in BJJ. He's training over fighting nerds, and these guys have really good game plans for their fights. I'm sure he's gonna be prepared for this fight with his technique events because I'm sure he's doing tape study, and the coaches over there at fighting nerd, they know this guy's Ian Garry's probably gonna bring the wrestling. I'm gonna go Prates by KO. I think he can be the first one to knock Ian Garry. We've seen Ian Garry drop before. We've seen who was it? Kanan Song dropped this guy back in 2023. And I've seen other people land shots on this guy, man. So if he doesn't have success with wrestling here, I don't know. Like he's gonna have to like he's got good striking though. Like he's definitely got some nice kicks up the middle, body kicks, leg kicks. But I don't know, man. I can see Ian Garry winning the early round and Prates finding his range and landing counters. And I think once Prates starts getting comfortable out there landing counters, I think Gary's not gonna want to strike with him. That's the way I see it going. I mean, I could be wrong. He's underdog, so give me Prates by KO TKO. He's plus 110. I'm gonna go with Prates. I like Prates here, honestly, I do. And that's gonna be my full card prediction for this card, guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you guys agree, disagree. I know there's a lot of people picking Ian Garry, and I don't blame you guys. As a top 10 guy, and he just had a close fight with the Shavkat. So I know Shavkat was injured though. I think he had a torn ACL in that fight. By the way, if you guys didn't know. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Prates by KO. So my confirmation on this card are Prates, Zhang by KO. Michelle Pereira, I'm not really sure how confident I am. I do like him to win in the early rounds. I like Aliskerov by KO. I like Evan Alder. I think it's not a bad parlay piece. I think this one probably goes over 2.5 rounds. Castañeda versus Gutierrez over 2.5 rounds. Blackshear, I think is gonna win. Malcolm Wellmaker, I like him too. I like Amorim. So those are my high confident predictions. Amorim, not really too confident about Wellmaker because he's making his UFC debut, but I can see him winning this one. Amorim, confident prediction. Blackshear, Evan Alder, Aliskerov, Michelle Pereira, Zhang, and Prates. Let me know what you guys think down below, man. I gotta go put some timestamps on this video now. And I'll see you guys next one. Make sure you guys come hang out with me for the Fight Companion next weekend on Saturday, April the 26th. So hopefully I see you guys there, man. And hopefully you guys stay healthy out there, stay safe, and good luck on all your bets and picks on this card. Hopefully we all cash on this card. Later, guys. Take it easy.